Hey guys, so I'm going to play a game of Emergence. I'm going to try to get through a game of Emergence. It's currently 10:30 at night. Um, I did play this a little bit, made some adjustments, and tried it on ChatGPT. Then I used Gemini. So I don't know how good ChatGPT is going to do this one. It was pretty much unusable when I did this. Well, I mean, it wasn't unusable. It was just, it wasn't to the standard that I like. But I'm going to try to play it. Now, I will say that these games are very intense for me mentally. And I literally get tired after I play. I'm really exhausted after I play them. And I've been tired for the last pretty much all day. It's just this heat and everything. It just sucks the life out of you. So I don't know how this is going to go. Probably not well, but I'm going to see how this goes. Alright, so I'm going to get the prompt ready. Give me ChatGPT. I I don't know why it does this. Anyways, it says this is a crazy concept of filling gaps in knowledge. It's interesting because it usually gives us the entire thing. This is the first time it's not doing that. It's not telling you how to play the game. I don't know why. It's in the script to tell you that. I don't know. Before round one begins, I need the three contestants. Your contestant name, contestant 2 name, contestant 3 name. Yeah, it's I think it may be going by the chats, but then it says once the contestants are selected, I will convert all contestant names to the phonetic matrix and start emergence. It wants to call it this phonetic matrix. It's not in the script, but you choose the next ones. My name is Christopher. You choose the next ones. So, this is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to change it to the Polish Latin alphabet. So, Christopher, that may not be correct. I don't think it is. Kit and Joe E. Wheeler. That one might be correct. Alright, so round one is 10 word. Blackstone Watch. The Blackstone Watch's island sings before fire. No. I think that's what it says. It says a Blackstone watches the island sing. Reasonable interpretation of the clue is not as guess because it's two has words rather than identifying the subject. See, it doesn't do it. It doesn't know. Like, the LLM is not having a problem with this. The problem is ChatGPT. Um, the black stone watches the island sing before fire. What's the black stone? The black stone is not literally a stone. It says the black stone is figurative love, not an actual rock. See, it's not having the other players do anything either. And this is the first time that it's actually using points. The points are actually working this time. It's been a while since I've done this. Wait. What is that word right there? Between fire and name. Kirsch. Z. Sings. I'm looking for patterns in the words. That's why I use the names converted that way. What year is this? After 1900. The island reference may or may not be geographic. We need more constraints. I got nothing sounds spooky. The island reference may. Yeah, I can read island. The island sings before fire. It happened after 1900. Blackstone is spirit of island may be a literal symbolic. Fire keeps name suggests a searching for to erase identity. Fire. Blackstone. Yeah, so it was a fire. But it's not. Alcatraz. Kit's guess is Alcatraz. Interesting, Alcatraz. I think that would be too early. That's. If you say something from 1900, that would be way. When did Alcatraz exist? Okay, since no contestants solved it after full turn, NAM reverses something that remained recognizable after a major destructive event. I'm guessing that says name. Blackstone watches the island sing before fire. I don't know what that word is. Blackstone is figurative. It's associated with events after 1900. Something remained recognizable after a major disruptive event. Famous place that got wrecked, but everybody still knows what it is. I have no idea. I mean, I could guess Chernobyl, but I won't lose points if I guessed it. I mean, it usually always is, isn't it? Social with the measures of the event, name remained recognizable afterward. Yeah, it is name. Post 1900 event, island could be interpreted symbolically through isolation. Yeah, it didn't fit the island though. Wait, what? I actually got that. Oh, it is the antennas. So it was. Why is Chernobyl always the first answer, though? I don't know. That was just a guess. Um, okay. Crown, window, window, silence, uh, t- I'm not sure what that is. Transmission. Transmission, okay. Crown, window, silence, something, transmission. Um, crown, window, crown, window. The surgery is associated with a country in Europe. Associated with a European country. Crown and transmission. Yeah, it says crown and transmission suggests authority or communication. Silence and ticker imply interruption or rating. So it was ticker. I was thinking about that. I was thinking it might have been ticker. Could be a person, could be a machine, could be a broadcast. I got no clue. Is this during World War II. No. Crown window. So if it's a crown, that would be something to do with the king. Yeah, it says maybe a king, maybe a radio station, maybe both. Does this have to do with Great Britain? Yes, the subject is associated with Great Britain. Okay, not associated with World War II, but it talks about a London. It says London. Famous British broadcast. The year won't really give me much of a clue. If I do a major broadcast, I don't know much about Great Britain. I know that when I was doing this on Gemini, when I asked this question, it would never even give me the category. I said, what category is this? It might not even give it to me. So I'm down to 7 points now. Politics and power. Okay. Politics and power, Great Britain. Of course it would be politics and power. Strongly suggest a state level. Why did I even ask that? I would have thought about that already. Like I said, guys, it's almost 11 p.m. I can't think straight. Maybe a king, queen, resignation, death announcement, something like that. Oh, did this happen in the 90s? No, the intent is with events. It's primarily so with events after the 1990s. Ticker. What is ticker talking about? Major announcement involving the British Crown broadcast widely after the 1900s. I think. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Princess Diana. It could also be Queen Elizabeth. because it was after the 90s. It says after the 1990s, which would not be. Was Princess Diana in the 90s? I think it was in the early 90s. Was in like late 80s. Pretty sure it happened in the 90s, like 1994, something like that. Maybe before that. I know it was somewhere around there. But this is after 1990, so I would say, is it the... Is it... I can't even spell it. Is it the death of Queen Elizabeth? Crown London silence, ticker, transmission, Great Britain, politics after 1990s. Yes, it is the death of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth II. I wasn't sure on the numbers. Alright, we got a 5-verse poem. See, this is where it's actually having a problem. You see this right here? I know what it's trying to say, but that's not correct. This is trying to say left, but that's a W. So it's saying weft, but you're reading as left. So that's not correct. That symbol, that letter you see right there is a W. It's not an L, but that's what I was talking about. Gemini gets this correct. ChatGPT doesn't. Alright. This one feels like a place for an event. Sounds like some sort of war went on. Was there a war? No, the primary event associated with it was not a war. Okay, so it's not associated with any kind of... Yeah, fire under a gray sky. People left. The city remembered. It sounded like an evacuation or disaster. Yeah, that's why I thought it was a war. At least people had to leave behind. Oh. Fire in the gray sky. There was no fire, but I think I know what this is referring to. Is it Pripyat? So fire whispers under gray sky, iron dreams no more. People left behind, night came. City still remembers name. City still remains, yeah. Echo while explore time stalled. Yeah, I couldn't make out all of that. I could only read like this part. Fire under gray skies. I didn't know what that word was. But I saw gray sky and then I saw people left. See, you see what I was talking about? That's supposed to be a W, but yeah, ChatGPT made that mistake. Yeah, it fits into, yeah, it's Pripyat. Okay, round 4. Mass transmission, number, doctor, contact. Mask transmission number, doctor, contact. Mask. Sounds like someone had a really bad day. Was this in the 2000s? Yes, the antenna scopes more is primarily shown with events in the 2000s. With events in the 2000s. Mask doctor contact transmission, public health disease rate outbreak response. Oh! Mask. I was thinking about something else. Number could be case count, hotline, patient number, identification code. Is it COVID? Isn't that what we all think? Oh, it's not the intended one. Yeah. Free. The intended gets more friendly. It is associated with an outbreak, but is not COVID-19. Primarily associated with the 2000s, not associated with an outbreak, not COVID-19. When do they wear masks? I mean, the flu is every year. There was there was pig flu, there was swine flu, but I don't remember people wearing a lot of masks back then. Should determine whether the outbreak occurred before 2010. Don't think sorry, swine flu or something like that. Yeah, that's what I said. I said swine flu. Yeah, swine flu happened. We talked about that once. A little bit with the FDA. I talked a little bit about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with swine flu. But I don't remember people wearing masks during swine flu. Yeah, 2009 swine flu pandemic. All right, let's see. Round 5. It's almost in one historical maybe a place. I think it's having another mistake here. I said, or towers falling. Yes, the clue refers to a situation involving towers that fell. Oh, okay. It says, I know what you're thinking, but I don't think that's it. It could be. Towers are relevant. Something was lost and is remembered. Water is relevant to the clue. Yeah, it says towers fall, and it's messing up right there. That's not correct. It says towers fall underwater. Weight remembers something lost. I don't know what that last word is. The water reference is important. We shouldn't assume the towers are the entire answer. I was going to say this, towers might be the event, not the subject. So it couldn't be the. It wouldn't be the Twin Towers because that didn't have anything to do with water. Well, not like in a significant way. It could be something was lost and was remembered. It could be, but I don't think it is. said, is this the early in the? I said, is this in the early 2000s? What's the early 2000s? Towers are relevant. Water is relevant. Something else. Water. It has to be Twin Towers, but what does water mean? Early 2000s towers following rivers and water. Water. I'm lost on the water part. I'm starting to think I know what the event this points towards, but I'm not sure if the event itself is the answer or something connected to it. Yeah, it's not an ambiguity question. Not the event itself, but something connected to the event. Water. I'm just lost on the water reference. I said, is it the Twin Towers? Tribute and light. Oh, see, it's doing the mistake again. This is water, but this is supposed to be weight. It says light instead. That's not an L. That's supposed to sound like a W. Again, it's you gotta read stuff like that. Lost voices. Oh, that's voice. Okay, because W in Cyrillic, I haven't seen it like that before. W is a V. V and W in Cyrillic. They don't have a W sound in Cyrillic, so they use V in its place. So lost voice is right here. I don't know what this says. Wan van land van wan wan lawn Vaughn. I don't know what that word is. I know that the LLM does not suck that bad. The clue was intended to point to not merely to the buildings themselves, but to the environment surrounding them. Your answer is accepted. So what was the answer then? World Trade Center. I was about the World Trade Center. But I'm still lost on the water part. I know that, I know you could say that there were fire trucks and everything, but were there even? I mean, I know there were firefighters there, but were they really putting out fires? I don't remember. I just remember a lot of dust and everything else going on. I remember that. And I know there were firefighters there, because I remember I had to write a letter in 4th grade. The next morning, I had to write a letter to. You had a choice of who to write to. It was either the firefighters, the police department, and EMS. There were a couple of choices, and you wrote a letter to one of them, and I chose firefighter. Yeah, the firefighters. I don't remember what I said, but I remember I wrote that letter. Okay, round 6 ambiguities. Memory, warning, city, exclusion, symbol. Okay. Memory, warning, city, exclusion, and symbol. At least 5 valid answers fit these clues. Some possible candidates may have already appeared early in the game. A wrong but reasonable is not a failure. It reveals a missing constraint. These words can apply to multiple historical places, disasters, or symbolic events. Yeah, I can only think of more than one. I can think of at least 2. Chernobyl could Is this a place? It can be a place, but it does not have to be. Alright. At least created for the symbol places while others are events or symbols. Multiple valid at least one valid answer is a place, at least one valid answer is not a place. How can you have how can one answer, how can you have two answers if it's a place and not a place at the same time? See, that's the ambiguity round. It means that it has to be a word. I'm gonna guess it's not a mistake. I'm assuming that it means it's a word that can be both place and not a place. It's just a weird way of saying that. I think that's what it's saying. That means we're probably dealing with the concept shared by locations, events, and symbols. Right. At least one valid answer is a place. At least one valid answer is not a place. That would mean that it's a weird way of saying it, but it would be something that's tied to both a place and not a place at the same time. That's a weird thing. So it's a concept. So guessing a place right now is risky. A concept. Exclusion. Is it... So this is a concept. This is not necessarily. It contains places, events, symbols, and concepts. Well, it is not yet to a single type. It may be a place, it may be an event, it may be a symbol, it may be a concept, whatever. The word exclusion is doing a lot of work. Remember stating exclusions. Yeah. There's two that fit into there. I can think of several answers already. Pripyat. No. Remember city and well, actually, exclusion zone. Twin Towers. I don't know if you could call that an exclusion zone symbol. Death of Queen Elizabeth, swine flu. Interesting as swine flu and Death of Queen Elizabeth II fit into this. Death of Queen Elizabeth. They all kind of fit Maryland symbolism, public recognition. Did this happen in Japan? No, it's not probably associated with Japan. Maybe a place, event, symbol, or concept. So, does this have to do with Ukraine? Yes, Ukraine is to the intense warfism. Ukraine is directly relevant, not permanently so with Japan. Japan would have been Fukushima. So the answer is Pripyat. Maybe a place, event, symbol, or concept. You could say that Pripyat is a place, event, symbol, and a concept. It's a concept city for nuclear cities. If you know, you know. That significantly matters if fear of several answers from what remain viable, especially those connected to memory, exclusion, and symbolism. I'm gonna go with Pripyat because it said it could be Fukushima or Fukushima. Now I'm looking at hard at Ukraine place events, city and exclusion seems especially important. It's Pripyat. The answer is Pripyat. Actually, let's. How many interpretations remain in one word? Several. Can I have an exact number? 8. 8 interpretations. So I would get 80 points if this works. The answer is Pripyat. It could be Chernobyl, the town of Chernobyl. There could be a lot of small cities there. But here's the thing. 8 wouldn't be in the list because now I don't know what those 8 are. Now I think we might know 5 of them, 5 answers, but three would be the other. We don't know. So I'm gonna go with Pripyat because I know there's at least I want to say like 40 villages within the exclusion zone of Chernobyl. They're not showing up here, so I'm gonna say it's Pripyat. So the answer is Pripyat. Now, hang on here. Now, what is it telling me? It remains a valid interpretation. But then it says, in a true ambiguities round, I cannot yet confirm Pripyat as the intended schizomorphism because multiple valid interpretations still survive to rebuild constraints. It shouldn't matter. If it's the right answer, it's the right answer. You need one more discriminating constraint. No, I don't, because what do you mean? I mean, if I guess it right, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm counting on my fingers for something. How many letters does a schizomorphism have? 7. It's Pripyat. Pripyat. That's 7. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. It's Pripyat. It's Pripyat, dude. Now it says I'm right. Ambiguity solved. It says Pripyat. Because it has 7 letters, city, Ukraine, exclusion, memory, warning, and symbol. I don't know. If it's right, it's right. I don't know why it did that. It's... I literally said it right here. It said it couldn't give it to me. It said I cannot yet confirm Pripyat as the intended schizomorphism because multiple valid interpretations still survive to reveal constraints. You need one more discriminating constraint. That's not even in the rule. That's not even in the script. What are you talking about? If it's the right answer, it's the right answer. So I counted Pripyat on my fingers and it was 7. And that's how I knew. It's Pripyat. So, yeah. That wasn't so bad. I had that done within 40 minutes. Yeah. I don't know what Queen Elizabeth and swine flu come into that, though. It's interesting. Of course, theoretically, theoretically, anything like the if like the limited like the entire world could be theoretically a ambiguity or part of the end answer. Theoretically. It depends on how you look at everything. It depends on how you read things. But that was cool. It just like I pointed out, the Polish Latin alphabet that it uses, it doesn't get it right all the time. And you gotta kinda see through that. Like I don't know Polish. But I can see patterns. Gemini does this a lot better, but it plays the game really. The game itself is really difficult to play. I don't know why it keeps going into Shinobu questions. I don't know. I do want to try to get it on when we actually play the full game, the real game. I want to use a new instance of ChatGPT. See how well that goes. I might not even be able to figure out the first question. But, you know, that's how the game works. Gemini actually does play this game. It plays with all the contestants. The contestants can beat you. They can. It's just that GPT, they don't even try, you know. So, you know, I like ChatGPT. I like that I can actually do it and I can figure things out. But it's a cool thing. It's a cool game. You just gotta think a lot. But yeah, guys, I'll end it here, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.